7:14 in the morning. AccuWeather says today's going to be a mostly cloudy day with some sun. I guess that some sun portion is happening right now. We're on the way today to 70 degrees. It's 60 in downtown Indiana right now. So Matt Burglund is in the studio with us this morning, and in all the years that I've been doing this, which is over 40 now, I've never had Matt on the air with me. How has that happened?
I have no idea. It's a very good question. I think I have an answer, but maybe.
Matt is with us this morning, and Matt joins us in a great new capacity, too, because I'm really looking forward. I was already informed by reading some of the things that you've posted this week, including that Shepherd story, which I think is a blockbuster.
Yeah, sure is.
Matt is now the author of something that you're going to be able to follow all season long. It is IUP Football Central. You can visit any of our Renda Media websites, and it's the first thing you're going to see. IUP Football Central with Matt Burglund, and you're going to be posting all season long, and because you're there, I mean you're IUP football.
That's one way to say it. Yeah, this will be my 28th season covering IUP football, and so for this year I've come over here to Renda, and I'll be writing throughout the week, updates on the team, some preview stuff of the upcoming game, post-game stuff, just trying to keep viewers, listeners, in the loop of what's happening with the team throughout the week. I think there's a lot of information they could use to know.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Our visit with Matt presented this morning by Marcus and Mack, voted best law firm and best personal injury lawyer 4 years in a row in the Best of Indiana County contest. Visit them online at marcusandmack.com. Season opener tonight for IUP. These nighttime openers they've always fascinated me. Because of the response of the IUP fans. It's really interesting to watch.
It's interesting that they haven't had more night games, because usually a night game is the highest attended game of the year, especially if it's like the first week, like this one is. The students will probably come out in mass tonight. Now, the weather's got a lot to do with that, I think.
Yeah.
But the last time Ashland came here 2 years ago, it was a night game. There was a lot of people there, mostly students. It was loud. It was a really good college football atmosphere, and that's what I would expect tonight, too.
Yeah.
Weather dependent. Yeah.
This Ashland rivalry has really turned into something kind of cool to watch, hasn't it?
It's interesting because it's two really, really good regional teams. And that doesn't happen often, where teams establish a series like IUP and Ashland have. This is the third year of a 4-year contract, but they had played 2 previous times in the regular season and once in the playoffs. So this is the 6th meeting. Next year will be 7. But IUP's won the first 5, which is pretty unique when you consider the level of competition. Neither one of these teams has really had a bad year where one was noticeably better than the other.
Yeah.
These have been 2 really competitive teams, but somehow IUP's always gotten the breaks in these games.
Am I right when I read that the combined margin in those 5 victories is 28 points?
Yeah. Yeah, in 5 games, yeah.
That's close football.
Yeah. And it's actually growing each game, kind of oddly. The first one was 3 points, and then 4 points the next year, and then I think it was 6 and then 7 and 9 last year.
9 last year,
Yeah.
which is the largest margin of victory for anybody.
Yeah.
But this is a good Ashland team.
Very good, yeah. I mean, they have almost everybody back on offense, returning, including their whole offensive line, which is always a big deal if you can get those 5 guys back. The one question mark with them is their quarterback. They're not saying who is going to be the starter. They have a guy listed, but I don't know that that's really the guy that's going to play tonight. They probably would like to keep IUP in the dark on that, too.
Yeah, it's 2 different styles of quarterback, too.
Yeah. One is more of a short, dual threat kind of guy. The other one's a 6'5" guy with a cannon for an arm. That's more of a passing type guy. So my guess is we're going to see them both tonight. Just depends what kind of packages they put in for them.
Yeah. So let's talk a little bit about what you're doing with IUP Football Central. You're posting stories, obviously, but that requires a little digging by you, and we're the beneficiaries of all that digging. The Shepherd story is an evidence of that. As you posted it yesterday, Shepherd has to vacate a bunch of wins over the course of 2 seasons. 2 of those wins. Yeah, 26.
26 football wins.
Yeah.
Yes.
And 2 of those were over IUP.
Yes.
Which doesn't mean that IUP gets credit for wins in those games.
Correct. It just, according to the NCAA, Shepherd does not get a win for that. If IUP wants to say they didn't lose, I think that's their choice. But they don't get the win.
Yeah, yeah. Because you're not going to go back and one of them was a playoff game.
Correct. Right. Yeah. It's kind of interesting how they did it, though, is that when the NCAA and Shepherd jointly announced this punishment back in May, they said that Shepherd will have 30 days to let the NCAA know which games they used ineligible players, and then they would have to vacate those wins. Well, they didn't make a grand announcement when they decided which games it was. They just very quietly changed the schedule on their website.
Oh, I see.
And so I just happened to stumble upon it. I had been wondering, when are they going to announce this? And finally, I just looked at their football schedule from 2022, and it said they were 0-1 with a little asterisk next to all their wins. So there it is. I mean, they forfeited all their wins from 21 and 22.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
And the way that system works is amazing as well. But, that's another regional rivalry that now that PSAC does include Shepherd, it becomes a little bit more spicy.
Yeah, I'm sure it does, because, if you remember, in 22, IUP beat Shepherd in the PSAC championship game here. And then a few weeks later in the playoffs, Shepherd came back here and beat them, and it turns out that's one of the games they've had to vacate. So I'm sure there are a lot of teams out there in the PSAC that are looking at this and wondering, should we get some wins too? Like, what happened here?
Yeah.
How did all this happen? And apparently nobody seemed to know.
Yeah. The interesting thing about it is when you think about a playoff game and the implications behind it, that IUP could have had the chance to move on and keep playing in that season.
Yeah, I mean, you have no idea how it could have turned out, but according to the rules, Shepherd should not have played that game with those players. And the thing is, the NCAA doesn't reveal the names of the players or the actual offenses for each one, so we don't know who was involved with what. But it had to have been some pretty good players. Yeah.
All right, and that's one of the things that you'll be able to read at IUP Football Central with Matt. As we think about things that are happening, not only with IUP football, but across the PSAC. Saw the PSAC yesterday announced the 75 Made in the PSAC honorees. They're going to honor 300 student athletes. They started with 75 Made in the PSAC, which is for no specific sport and not specifically for their impact in sports either, because one of the honorees from IUP is Chad Hurley, who ran cross country and, of course, is one of the founders of YouTube. So he is one of them. Frank Zignetti Sr., Frank Condino, Matt Coulter, Rod Ruddick, and John Ringfield, some gentlemen from IUP who are all named. Next week, they're going to name the 75 greatest female athletes in the PSAC, then the male athletes the week after that, and then something that they've called the Distinguished Keystones on September 24th. It's a fascinating little exercise that they're doing.
Yeah, it really is. I mean, I know back when they, at the 50th year anniversary, they did a lot of stuff sort of looking back, but now 25 years later, there's a lot of stuff they've had to add to it, and it's a really interesting long list of people they have.
Yeah.
Is Jack on the list?
He should be. He'll probably be in the Distinguished Keystones.
Yeah, he needs to be. He's
But
distinguished.
you're right. I mean, the guy's been there forever. And do you know anybody that gets more excited about the opening of football season?
I don't. I was just thinking when I was walking in here that I don't know if Jack's awake yet.
Oh, yeah.
But he is. Okay. If he is, I'm sure when he woke up, he stretched and he said, "It's game day."
You bet.
Which is his favorite thing to do. So if you're listening, Jack, it's game day.
Oh, he's listening. He's listening, and he even says that he includes that in his report today on the preview of IUP football. So you're going to be posting all season long.
Yes.
We're going to enjoy that. We're going to try to get you in here as often as we can to talk about what you have posted and some of the things that you find out. You've come up with nuggets every now and again, don't you?
I try. Yeah.
That's what it's all about. Visit Matt with IUP Football Central. It's at all of our Renda Media's websites, and you can check them out not only during IUP game action, but before and after as well. The wrap-up of IUP football stories. That's a whole bunch of news items coming at you all at once. You've got the game itself that has just occurred. You've got the injury situation. You've got the behind-the-scenes things that you're seeing. Your Saturdays, in this case, it's going to be your Friday. Those are really, really high-intensity days for you, aren't they?
Yeah, I mean, it's weird. Is games, the games themselves are not that intense for a reporter. You're just watching what's happening and taking note of it. But it's afterward that really is different. Whereas, like with Jack, during the game, he's so focused on what's happening, you could probably set Jack on fire and he wouldn't know it, you know.
In that press box, you literally feel like you're on fire.
Yeah, well, maybe in that press box he would know it. But then there's a lot to do after the game, just involving interviewing players and coaches and compiling the stats, and then that's all happening before I even sit down to write anything. So it's a lot of work to do, but it doesn't really feel like a job.
Yeah. I would guess on the Mondays and Tuesdays, that's when it turns fun. You get to find out about guys a little digging on their home life and things like that. And that could be just a really enjoyable experience.
Yeah. I mean, it's interesting getting to know players throughout the course of the season, and I know most of the coaches pretty well. But you know that you start to build those relationships and you get to know people, and that's one of the best parts of it, really, because then next year some players will come back who are here this year, and you start to see guys on the sidelines that you've known for years, and it's a lot of fun.
He's Matt Burglund, IUP Football Central. Catch it at any of our Renda Media websites. It's right there, the first thing that you see. Matt, thanks for coming in.
Thanks for having me, Todd.
We appreciate it. It is the voice of Indiana County. It's WCCS 101.1 FM, AM 1160, WCCSradio.com. Approaching 7:26, and Josh in the newsroom coming up at 7:30. And we'll take a complete look at sports, including Jack's IUP football preview. It's all on the way. Boomer Sports right now. It's the voice of Indiana County, WCCS 101.1 FM, AM 1160, WCCSradio.com.